If I could go back to 18 years old, knowing everything that I know now, I wouldn't just join the military. I would use it as a weapon to build wealth, stability, opportunity, and freedom decades ahead of everyone else. Because here's the truth, folks. Most people in uniform never fully exploit the advantages sitting right in front of them. They serve honorably, but financially, strategically, and professionally, they leave enormous amounts of benefits on the table. So today I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step strategy I would follow if I had to start at 18, from day one at the recruiter's office to long-term success after service. And if you're 18, or if you have a son or daughter or student thinking about joining, this video could change the entire trajectory of their life. And I'm not just speaking in hyperbole, folks. I'm speaking from someone who spent over 26 years in the military, coming in as a private E1, going through many of the enlisted ranks, and retiring as an officer. So why starting at 18 is a massive advantage? At 18 years old, you possess something more valuable than money, rank, or experience. You have time. Time is the single most powerful wealth building structure that you could possibly have on earth because of compound growth. A dollar invested at 18 can become many dollars by retirement without doing anything else. But beyond finances, starting at 18 gives you advantages that disappear quickly as you age. You are at the peak of physical eligibility. You are typically have fewer financial obligations. You can take risk with minimal downside, and you can recover from mistakes far more easily. Most civilians spend their late teens and early 20s experimenting, accumulating debt, and drifting between jobs. An 18-year-old entering the military with a deliberate plan can leap decades ahead, not because the military is some sort of magical entity, but because structure plus benefits plus time equals opportunity. So, step one, I would choose the right job, not just do a job. If I were 18 again, I would treat job selection as the single most important decision before raising my right hand, because your military occupation, folks, determines your daily environment, your training, your stress level, your career options, your income potential even after you leave the service, your security clearance opportunities, your professional network. Too many young recruits just pick up jobs based on bonuses and recruiter pressure or vague interests. I would optimize for long-term leverage. High-value fields include cyber and information technology, intelligence roles, aviation, medical specialties, and there's engineering and technical trades, logistics and operations, management. So why, you might ask? Well, because these fields translate directly into high-paid civilian careers. If possible, I would aim for positions that offer security clearances. A security clearance can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime in earning potential. The goal is not simply to serve, the goal is to emerge more valuable when you entered. Now, step two, something that I would do is I would start financial discipline immediately. One of the biggest mistakes young service members make is waiting to get settled before saving and investing. I wouldn't wait at all, folks. From my first paycheck, I would establish automatic contributions to the thrift savings plan. Under the blended retirement system, you receive matching contribution. You know, that's free money. Walking away from matching is like turning down part of your paycheck. I would aim for at least 10 to 15% contributions and do that as early as possible. I would strongly consider Roth contributions while income is relatively low. Why, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because paying taxes on a smaller salary often results in tax-free growth later when income would be much higher. Think about that. The earlier contributions begin, the more powerful compound growth becomes. Your first few years matter more than your last few years. Step 3, I would avoid lifestyle inflation. So military pay increases gradually through promotion, time in service. The trap, folks, is allowing expenses to rise just as fast. If I were starting over, I would maintain a controlled lifestyle even as my income grew. I would avoid high interest debt, especially auto loans, just throwing good money after bad, with excessive terms. I would avoid trying to impress others with material purchases. You've often heard the phrase of keeping up with the Joneses. Don't even worry about that. Don't do it. And I would remember that many of the people around me are also young, inexperienced, and learning. They're not models for long-term success, folks. So don't look most of the time at the people you serve with, all right? Don't do it. Financial discipline early creates options later. Lack of discipline creates dependency. Now, step 4, I would use every education benefit and I'd do it aggressively. One of the things that I did while I was in the military is that I attended Florida State University, Panama Canal Branch, when I was stationed in Panama, Fort Clayton. Now, y'all should understand that the military offers one of the most powerful education packages available anywhere. You have tuition assistance, which I took advantage of, can allow you to earn college credits while serving. Certifications and professional training are often funded, and the GI Bill can cover education after your service, including housing stipends. If I were 18 again, I would treat education as my part-time job. As I was saying, when I was stationed in Panama, I was going to night school at Florida State University while many of my cohorts were out partying, getting drunk, or doing whatever soldiers do when they get off duty. It's not optional, not someday, but now. Treat it as a part-time job. Even if you don't intend to pursue a traditional degree, certifications in technical or management field can dramatically increase earning potential. And folks, when you're in the military, you're getting all this opportunities for free. Education compounds just like money. Now, with step 5, I would build an exit plan from day one. Like, well, man, I just got on duty and I'm not going to retire for 20 years. Why do I want to do an exit plan? Well, this may sound counterintuitive, but I would plan my exit before my first enlistment ends. There are 2 primary strategic plans: a full 20-year career for all those lifers, shout out to me and others, lending to pension eligibility and a second career afterward, or a shorter period of service followed by transition into civilian workforce using their military experience as leverage. Now, neither path is inherently superior to the other. What matters is intentionality. Now, drifting from enlistment to re-enlistment without a long-term plan can lead to, frustration and missed opportunities. What you want to do is design your future. Don't just kind of stumble into it. Now, step 5, I would develop leadership and personal skills. Technical competency alone is not enough for long-term success. Communication, there's leadership, and adaptability are equally valuable. The military provides opportunities to lead early compared to civilian careers. I would actively seek responsibility. Volunteer for roles that develop decision-making ability. Learn how to manage people, not just do a task, folks. These skills remain valuable for your entire life. Step 7, I would protect your health and reputation. Let me tell you, both of those are important. Both of those I've had challenges with over the years. 2 assets that are often underestimated at 18 are health and character. Physical fitness supports performance, career longevity, and post-service quality of life. Equally important is your professional reputation, your conduct, your reliability, your integrity will follow you throughout your career. Opportunities often flow through trust. Guard it carefully. When I was practicing law, I dealt with challenges with being attacked, and you want to always guard your reputation. And even though these challenges come, just know that your life at the end of the day will be seen, and the truth of who you are always comes out. So always remember that. I'm going to do a standalone video about protecting your character and what you have to do when you face life challenges. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and look out for that video. Now, step 8, I would build financial knowledge. Most young service members receive little formal education about personal finances. If I were starting over, I would actively study topics such as budgeting, investing, credit management, insurances, taxes, retirement planning. Understanding how money works transforms income into wealth. Without that knowledge, even a strong salary can disappear without lasting benefits. There's step 9, I would leverage military stability to take smart risks. Think about that. Hear me out, folks. Hear me out. Like, wait a minute. Why would you want to take risks? One of the military's hidden advantages is stable income, housing support, and health care. This stability allows for calculated risk that many civilians cannot afford to take. Examples might include starting a side business, investing consistently, pursuing advanced education, building a professional network. Security enables growth. Now, step 10, I would think long term. Look, at 18, retirement feels impossibly far away. I know, I was there. But decisions made in the first few years of adulthood often determine outcomes decades later. Small, consistent actions produce enormous cumulative effects, saving modest amounts regularly, improving skills continuously, avoiding major financial mistakes, maintaining discipline over time. The future is built gradually, not boom, suddenly. Now, the real opportunity, if I were to start at 18, I would do it with intention. The military can provide structure, training, benefits, and opportunities that many people spend a lifetime trying to obtain. But the system does not automatically produce success. I've often said, the military never gave me anything. It just gave me opportunity. It rewards those who understand it. If I were 18 again, I would not just serve, I would strategize. I would invest. I would plan. And I would use every advantage available to build a life of security, freedom, and purpose. Because the greatest benefit of military service is not what you earn while you are in, it is what enables you to become afterward. Now, if you want to understand just how valuable a military career can be financially, watch my video on how much a military career is actually worth. It breaks down the real numbers most people never calculate. And if you're serious about building long-term wealth while serving, I recommend exploring my Military Wealth Masterclass playlist, where I connect these strategies into a complete system. This is the Adjutant, and I'll see you in the next one. Shalom.